Do you want to financially bless your children? This is one of the easiest ways that I've seen. I actually saw a video the other day that floated this idea, and I thought it was fascinating. Typically, I'm kind of against leaving a large inheritance to your children. It's because I think my responsibility as a parent is to teach them and to help them learn how to make it on their own, and they're not just sitting there. There's a clip by Dave Ramsey where a guy says he doesn't want to raise his kids to be waiters, waiting for him to die, right? And so, yeah, I don't want my kids to just be sitting there being like, oh man, I can't wait till I can get my inheritance, right? So typically I'm kind of against giving inheritances, but I like this idea, and it's quite simple. This guy, I saw a video and he said, hey, why don't we just put $7,000 into an S&P 500 account, mutual fund, right when the kid's born. And by the time the kid is 65 years old, if you take an average return on the stock market, by the time that kid is 65 years old, there will be over $1 million in that investment account, right? Because of compounding interest. So you put one-time expense of $7,000. By the time they retire, they are a millionaire, which is amazing. And it's not just a millionaire, because I actually did the math on this. I was like, okay, well, $1 million 65 years from now is going to be worth like $50,000 because inflation is a freaking joke. But if you actually take like $7,000 and take a 11% rate or a 10% rate, man, your return is actually, by the time they're 65, their return is going to be huge. It's going to be like $5-6 million. And so at that point, it's inflation adjusted, right? I mean, $5-6 million, you adjust it for inflation down, it might be worth $1 million, 65 years from now. Worth $1 million in today's dollars. So, then it'd be $5-6 million, but worth the same as $1 million now. So that's what's impressive on this, is the compounding effect can be giant. Now, if you're saying like, oh, well, crap, my kid's already 5 years old, I can't do it anymore. I'm in that, right? I have an 8-year-old and I have kids that are, 8 clear down to babies. So how do I do that? But still, putting $7,000 in now and waiting 60 years or even 50 years can end up being a significant amount of money. And that is if you only put that in and don't put any more in, right? Now, if you can put $7,000 in that account and then teach your kid to put a small monthly amount in there every single month their entire life, by the time they retire, they are going to be multimillionaires. Now, if you can't afford to put $7,000 into an account right now and just walk away, you can put $50 into it every single month and just let that slowly build up, right? And then you can shift, teach your kids to put $50 a month, especially as they get into high school and have jobs. That should be an easy thing to do because they're living at home. They don't have a whole lot of expenses. They can put $50 a month into this 401k, or I guess it would be an IRA because they're not working for a company, but still they can go and invest in this account at $50 a month. And if you do that over 65 years, you will end up being a millionaire. So I like this because it's simple and it's quick, it's easy. Man, if you can just go put a chunk of money into a savings account for your kid, it can bless their life substantially. What are your guys' thoughts? How do you think you should help your kids financially? Do you think you should leave them money? Do you think it's more of an education thing? Hit me up in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.